I picked up this old metal sink for free, and I'm going to combine it with this desk to turn it into a self-contained sink for my off-grid cabin. The first step is going to be cutting it in half, since I only want it to be a single sink instead of a double. Now that we've got it cut in half, I'm going to trace the rounded edges and then cut those off as well. And now we have ourselves a usable sink basin. And I'm going to add some fittings that I actually pulled off of another sink that I got for free. You'd be surprised at how easy it is to find free sinks. I'm going to add this straight PVC just to test everything before I add a final version. Now time to work on the desk. Pretty straightforward, we're just going to cut a square hole out for the sink to sit in. And a quick test fit before we take it inside. Now that we've got it in place, we're going to stick our 5-gallon container underneath it that will act as our drain catchment. And now adding a hole for our faucet. The faucet I'm going to be using is actually a battery-powered faucet. You can pick these up off of Amazon for like $15, and they're extremely useful. I would highly recommend these as a solution if you are trying to do a van build or something small off-grid and you don't want to have to deal with wiring. They just charge in the back from a USB, and I charged mine one time when I got it, and I've used it for probably 6 months, and I've never once had to recharge it yet. So if you're not running a ton of water through them, they hold a charge for a very long time. I modified mine to be able to mount it to the desk by basically drilling a round donut of wood and then epoxying that into the faucet so that I can drill up through the desk and into the faucet to secure it. This desk had a slide-out keyboard tray, so I'm going to be using that to make a cover for the front so that it hides all of the underneath the sink parts. I'm just adding some hinges to the underside of the sink so that the cover can pivot up and down, since accessing underneath the sink is kind of a vital part of this sink's design functioning. For the final plumbing, I added an S-trap going into the drainage container to try to keep down on any smells coming back up through the sink. You can also always just empty the container more frequently. I also try to avoid putting things down the drain that are specifically going to smell really bad, like chicken juices or things like that. For the freshwater source, I just zip tied this river rock to the tubing to keep it from floating on top of the water. And I also added this very high-tech rubber glove as a dust cover to keep anything from falling down into the water and giving it a tighter seal. And that's pretty much it. Now I've got a sink in my cabin, and I hope that maybe it gave you a couple ideas to build your own, or that you just got some enjoyment out of watching. Either way, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.